Have you ever felt sick after a meal and chalked it up to bad luck? Maybe the food was too rich, or perhaps your stomach just wasn't feeling it. But what if I told you the problem wasn't the ingredients themselves, but how you combine them? Let's take a moment to imagine this. It's a beautiful evening. A family gathers for dinner. On the table, grilled shrimp, fresh orange juice, and a bright fruit salad. It seems like the perfect healthy meal. But within hours, one person is rushed to the emergency room. Their blood pressure has crashed. Their stomach is in knots. The doctors are confused until they realize what caused it. A simple food combination that turned toxic. Most of us focus on what we eat: calories, sugar, fat, protein. But we rarely think about how foods interact once they're inside our bodies. We mix, match, layer and stack meals like a puzzle, without knowing whether the pieces actually fit. There's a field of nutrition that studies exactly this: food compatibility. It examines how certain foods can cancel each other's nutrients, slow digestion, or in rare cases, create toxic byproducts that strain your liver, kidneys or gut. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness, because sometimes the biggest danger on your plate isn't a single ingredient, it's the combination you never knew was wrong. In this video, we're going to look at 5 food pairings that science says you should never put on the same plate, and we'll explain why. Some of them might surprise you. A few could change the way you eat forever. Let's begin. We often think of our digestive system as a simple machine. Food goes in, energy comes out. But the truth is, digestion is a complex, finely tuned chemical process. And when we mix the wrong foods together, we can throw that entire system off balance. Let's break it down. Each type of food requires a different environment to be properly digested. For example, proteins like meat need an acidic environment and plenty of time to break down. Carbohydrates like rice or bread digest faster and need more alkaline conditions. And fats, they require bile from your liver to process correctly. Now, imagine you eat all of those things together: a cheeseburger, fries, and a milkshake. Your stomach is being pulled in 3 different directions, trying to release different enzymes, adjust pH levels, and time everything just right. The result? Slower digestion, bloating, and nutrient loss. But it doesn't stop there. Some food combinations don't just slow you down, they can react chemically in the gut. Certain acids, sugars, and proteins, when mixed, can create compounds that are hard for the body to break down. In rare cases, those compounds can even be harmful. For example, in traditional Indian medicine, Ayurveda, the concept of Viruddha Ahara refers to incompatible foods. These are combinations believed to disturb digestion and create toxins in the body. Modern science is beginning to explore similar ideas, especially in how certain combinations affect gut bacteria, nutrient absorption, and metabolic stress. It's not about paranoia or being overly strict. It's about understanding that your body isn't a garbage disposal. It's a living system that works best when supported intelligently. So before we dive into the most dangerous food pairings, just keep this in mind. Even the healthiest foods can do more harm than good if they're on the wrong plate, at the wrong time, with the wrong companion. Dangerous pair number 1, eggs plus sugar, eggs and sugar. On their own, they're staples in many diets. Eggs are packed with protein, healthy fats, and essential vitamins. Sugar, in moderation, adds flavor, energy, and texture. But when you mix them together, that's where things get tricky. You might be surprised how often this pairing shows up. Think of sweet scrambled eggs, some Asian-style omelets, homemade mayonnaise with a touch of sugar, or even desserts where eggs and sugar are blended before baking. It's common, even comforting. But here's the problem, and it starts with chemistry. Eggs are rich in amino acids, especially one called lysine. When lysine is heated in the presence of sugar, it can undergo a reaction known as the Maillard reaction. the same one that browns food and gives it a rich, roasted flavor. Sounds delicious, right? But this reaction can also produce a compound called lysinoalanine, especially when the heating is prolonged or intense. Lysinoalanine is not easily broken down by the human body. In fact, some studies suggest that it may cause stress on the kidneys and interfere with protein digestion. In small amounts, your body can usually handle it. But if you regularly consume egg and sugar combinations, especially in fried or baked forms, the cumulative effect may lead to slow but steady metabolic strain. And there's another concern. When sugar is caramelized with proteins, advanced glycation end products, AGs, can form. These compounds are associated with inflammation, aging, and chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Now, we're not saying you should never eat a slice of cake again, but being aware of how often you mix eggs and sugar, especially when heat is involved, can help you make smarter choices. Dangerous pair number 2, seafood plus vitamin C-rich fruits. Seafood is often hailed as one of the healthiest sources of protein, low in fat, high in omega-3s, rich in minerals. And vitamin C, it's the immune-boosting, skin-loving antioxidant everyone seems to want more of. But combine the two, say shrimp and orange juice, and you could be setting the stage for something far more dangerous than an upset stomach. Here's the science. Many types of seafood, especially shellfish like shrimp, crab, and lobster, contain inorganic arsenic. On its own, this form of arsenic is relatively stable and mostly harmless in trace amounts, but when it comes into contact with ascorbic acid, that's vitamin C, a chemical reaction can take place. That reaction may convert the inorganic arsenic into a much more dangerous compound, arsenic trioxide, also known as white arsenic, a highly toxic substance. Let that sink in. In the right conditions, combining seafood and high doses of vitamin C can potentially produce a poisonous compound inside your body. Now, let's be clear. The amount of arsenic in most commercially available seafood is very low, and the body has ways of processing small exposures. But if you consume these foods together often, or in large quantities, the risk becomes more real. There have even been documented cases, particularly in parts of Asia, where someone ate shrimp and drank orange juice, or had shrimp salad with citrus dressing, and experienced severe symptoms shortly after: vomiting, dizziness, organ stress. In rare cases, it's even been fatal. What makes this pairing especially dangerous is how common it is in modern meals. Seafood with lemon, ceviche with lime, shrimp cocktails served with pineapple salsa, and so on. It's easy to think it's just fruit, it's healthy. But context matters. Even good things, when combined without care, can turn harmful. Dangerous pair number 3, red meat plus dairy, e.g. steak plus milk. Few meals feel more American than a juicy steak, a creamy mashed potato side, and maybe a tall glass of milk or a cheesy appetizer to start. It's hearty, it's satisfying, it's tradition, but this classic comfort pairing, red meat and dairy, might be more taxing on your body than you realize. Here's why. Red meat is rich in heme iron, a highly absorbable form of iron that your body needs for oxygen transport, energy production, and immune function. Dairy products, on the other hand, are rich in calcium, essential for bones, nerves, and muscle function. But when consumed together in the same meal, calcium can actually inhibit the absorption of iron. That means your body ends up absorbing less of this critical mineral, even if you're eating a high-iron food like beef or lamb, and the impact doesn't stop at mineral competition. Both red meat and dairy are dense, heavy proteins that require significant digestive effort. Meat takes time to break down in the stomach's acidic environment. Dairy, particularly full-fat milk or cheese, digests differently, often more slowly and with different enzymes. When combined, they can confuse the digestive process, leading to sluggish digestion, bloating, and over time, even gut inflammation in sensitive individuals. There's also a hormonal factor. Some research suggests that dairy products can increase insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1 levels in the body, and when combined with high saturated fat from red meat, may contribute to metabolic strain if consumed frequently. We're not saying never enjoy a cheeseburger again, but think about balance. If you're already eating a heavy meat dish, maybe skip the milk-based sides or desserts. Let your body focus on digesting one complex protein at a time. Dangerous pair number 4, tomato plus cucumber. It's the go-to side dish at barbecues, lunchboxes, and health-conscious cafes. A bright, refreshing salad made with sliced tomatoes and crisp cucumber. It looks healthy. It feels light. And most people assume it's doing their body a world of good. But here's what most don't know. Tomatoes and cucumbers don't play well together. Nutritionally speaking, tomatoes are an excellent source of vitamin C, along with lycopene and other powerful antioxidants. They support immunity, heart health, and skin vitality. Cucumbers, while lower in vitamins, contain an enzyme called ascorbic acid oxidase. And that's where the problem begins. Ascorbic acid oxidase, as the name suggests, breaks down ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. When cucumbers and tomatoes are eaten together in the same dish, the enzyme from the cucumber can partially neutralize the vitamin C in the tomato before your body even gets a chance to absorb it. In other words, by combining these two, you're reducing the nutritional impact of one of the healthiest ingredients on your plate. It's not dangerous, but it's counterproductive, especially if you're trying to boost your immune system, recover from illness, or simply get the most from your fruits and vegetables. If you enjoy both foods, consider eating them at different meals, or at least not in the same raw form in one salad. Dangerous pair number 5, honey plus hot water. For many people trying to live healthier, there's no better way to start the day than with a glass of warm water and honey. It's soothing, it feels natural, and it's often marketed as a detox miracle. But here's what most people never hear. When honey gets too hot, it can become harmful. Raw honey is full of beneficial enzymes, antioxidants, and trace nutrients. But it's also a heat-sensitive substance. When exposed to temperatures above 140 degrees or 60 degrees, the kind you might find in boiling water or even a hot mug, honey begins to change. Specifically, it forms a compound called hydroxymethylfurfuryl, or HMF. In small amounts, HMF is found in many cooked foods, and your body can usually process it. But at higher concentrations, it has been linked to cellular stress, DNA damage, and liver toxicity in animal studies. It's even used as a marker for honey spoilage in quality control tests. What's concerning is how easy it is to unintentionally reach that threshold. Most people don't measure water temperature before making their morning drink. They just pour from a kettle, stir and sip. It feels natural, but chemically it may be far from safe. So what should you do? If you enjoy honey water, wait until your water cools slightly. Warm, not hot. Or better yet, stir honey into room temperature water and drink it slowly. You'll still get the benefits, without creating unnecessary stress inside your body. The modern diet trap, thoughtless mixing. Let's step back for a moment. We've just covered 5 food pairings that range from nutritionally wasteful to potentially toxic. But here's the real problem. Most people never think twice about these combinations. Why? Because modern eating isn't built around mindful choices. It's built around convenience, flavor, and speed. Think about it. Buffets, fast casual restaurants, meal delivery kits, even healthy lunch bowls. They're all about mixing as much as possible on one plate. Proteins, fruits, grains, dairy, sauces, raw and cooked veggies, often thrown together without any thought to how they'll interact once inside your body. It's not malicious, it's just how food culture has evolved. But in trying to make Meals exciting and efficient, we've also made them more chaotic for our digestive systems. And let's be honest, when was the last time you stopped to ask, do these ingredients actually belong together? It's a question most of us were never taught to ask. But here's the good news. Just becoming aware of these combinations puts you ahead of the curve. It means you're already starting to eat with more intelligence and more intention. What you can do: safe food combining principles. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, so what can I eat together? The good news is, healthy food combining doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't need a degree in biochemistry to get it right. Here are a few simple principles that can go a long way. 1 protein per meal. Stick to either meat, fish, eggs, or legumes, not a mix of all. Avoid mixing animal protein with acidic fruits. For example, skip the orange juice with your eggs. Or steak. Separate dairy from heavy proteins. Give your digestion a break by spacing out milk-based items from meat or high-iron foods. Don't overload the plate. 3 to 5 well-matched items are easier to digest than 10 random ones. And most importantly, listen to your body. If a certain combo leaves you feeling bloated, tired, or heavy, it's probably not working for you. Food is fuel, but also chemistry. The more you respect that, the better your body will respond. The truth is, most of us were never taught how to eat, not beyond calories, carbs, or cutting fat. But food is more than numbers. It's chemistry, it's timing, it's synergy. Your body isn't just a container for nutrients, it's a living, breathing lab. And like any good lab, it reacts to combinations, sometimes positively, sometimes not so much. So the next time you build a meal, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself, not just what you're eating, but how those foods work together. Because even the cleanest diet can quietly cause stress if it's built on the wrong pairings. And if this video helped open your eyes, even just a little, share it with someone you care about. It could save them years of discomfort. Or something far worse. And here's a thought: if food combinations can be harmful, what about when you eat? In our next video, we'll explore 5 healthy foods that become dangerous on an empty stomach. Make sure you're subscribed, because what you don't know might already be affecting you.